reason together, a place where you can feel much better. If you're hungry for the word, you'll be fed, you'll be encouraged. You won't leave just like you came. Welcome to the Smart Show. 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 This is where we reason together, a place where you can feel much better. If you're hungry for the word, you'll be fed, you'll be encouraged. You won't leave just like you came. Welcome to the Smart Show. 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 Be at peace and not in pieces. 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 Welcome to the Smart Show. Welcome to the Smart Show. You're listening to yours truly, Pastor Nate. It is my absolute pleasure when I can come and speak with you. I see you just one cuz. How you doing? God bless you. God bless all of you. And for the ones who are in the bushes, feel free to drop down. For the ones who will watch the replay, thank you. I hope it will bless you. We're going to go ahead and get started tonight. And for the ones who are late coming in, they can catch up. They can watch the first part of it if they come in late. We're going to have a great show tonight. We're talking about stop giving the wrong people access. God bless you, Bright Star. Good to see you tonight. Yes, stop giving the wrong person access. And I think many of us have been guilty of that at some point in our life, if not now. We're going to talk about that tonight because I've seen this behavior all around us, especially on YouTube. If you watch YouTube, if you're connected to a certain sector like I am, you see this behavior all the time. I mean, my gosh, if you have people in your life, I'm sure that you've experienced this at some time or another. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it. And I don't know if anybody wants to hit the link later on. If so, just let me know and I will drop it if you want to shed some light on it. All right. I am so glad today. God has been so good. God has been so good. I cannot complain. What's going on, Zilts? I see you. Yes. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Stop giving the wrong person access. Stop giving the wrong person access to your blessings. Stop giving the wrong person access to you. Yes. Aren't you tired of being used and abused? Let's get into it. We've all been accommodating to someone and found out that it was the wrong person. We learned later on, maybe because we didn't use our discernment. Sometimes we were so infatuated with the person, we saw the signs and just kind of ignored them one way or another. Later on, we hope that you learn. Sometimes I wonder because some people get burnt and some people get abused in relationship, whatever they may be, whether it's a friendship or whether it's a dating relationship, marriage, whatever it is. And we get abused over and over. And I wonder if we like being abused, because if you do it over and over after the person has already burnt you, I'm kind of questioning you. Is something going on mentally there, or is there a self-esteem issue? Okay, but whatever, let's go on. Dictated by Christian values and human nature, we often tell others, if you need anything, Don't hesitate to call. What's going on, Bama girl? Yes. God bless you. Glad you start by. We normally tell people, if you need anything, don't hesitate to call. Or you can come over anytime you want. How many we find out that we can't tell everybody that? When we get this comfortable with a person, we tend to disclose very personal information, sensitive information to them that we mostly hadn't told anyone else. We'll say, I feel like I can trust you with this. I haven't shared this with anyone. Not even my mom, not even my husband, not even my wife. My children don't even know this. I'm so comfortable with you. I just feel like I can tell you anything. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? Then later on, we find out a different story. Oh, let's see what Cuz saying already. Somebody preaching out there already. She said, for some, abuse makes them feel violated and appreciated. It's sad. It's sad. Unfortunately, this person you've trusted, the one you let your guard down for, has been making a fool out of you the whole time. Oh my gosh. And guess what? Some of your family and your friends and other people who genuinely care about you, a lot of times they told you to watch out for this person, watch out for that person. And what we'll say, no, I'm good. She all right. This person ain't all right. I mean, you see that? I don't see that. Sometimes your friend, the one who loves you, can see what you don't even see. Ah, come on, somebody. Yeah, they told you. They told you. Many of us will say, well, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. And that's a fair statement. I can understand that. But if something on the inside of you is alerting you and saying that, watch out for this person. I'm not saying discount them or hate, but you need to put your guard up because you're not getting that feeling for nothing. Sometimes we have to listen to our inner person. That's right, Bright Star. Uh-oh. Yeah. Because if not, Mad Day is coming. Y'all know what happened when Mad Days come, right? Come on, somebody. So in many cases, this is how we become bitter and get turned off by people. So now we'll say, I don't trust anyone, or I'm not giving anyone, I'm not giving myself, I'm not giving my resources to anyone, because every time I'm nice to someone, every time I give myself, every time I bend over backwards for others, I get crapped on. Can I get a witness out there in the audience? Come on, church, say amen, somebody. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. But here's the issue. You don't need to stop trusting everyone. You just need to stop trusting the wrong person. You don't need to stop giving access to yourself to everyone. You just need to watch out for the wrong person. What am I saying? Because we got a lot of wolves out there in sheep clothing, and maybe we need to ask God to turn up our discernment level so we can pick those things out, because it's going to be hard to tell the wolf when he's dressed up, because he's going to come to you looking like a sheep. Oh, y'all don't like me tonight, but I'm going to tell the truth. Y'all don't like me. Y'all don't like me. So before you jump into any relationship and open yourself up, test the waters. Listen to what other people say. Yeah, we don't like gossip, but when we were growing up, my grandma used to tell me everybody ain't lying, right? If everybody's saying the same thing, you might want to consider that. Don't go by 100%, but just consider it and just test it out before you jump into it. And also that inner man, that God-given intuition that he's placed within you. Some would call it the Holy Spirit. Some would say moral compass, whatever you call it. I like to call it the Holy Spirit. Ask him to show you the hidden agenda when others come in your life. Ask them to show you their intent, because we realize everybody who came to you saying, I like you, you my girl, or you my boy, they really weren't for you. They were there on an assignment from hell, and that was to destroy your life. That was to destroy your reputation. And Zilts, you know what? You might be joking, but I can respect that. He said, I am a wolf. So he letting you up front. He's letting you know up front who he is. These people who try to deceive you, they're not going to let you know up front who they are. But whether he's joking or not, he said, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen because you said it. He said, I am a wolf. So when you deal with him, you already know who he is. So I appreciate you being honest enough to say that, but I believe you were joking. I don't know. Are you a wolf for real? Oh, Lord, have mercy. He said no joke. Okay, so he's a wolf for real. Okay. So yeah, so now if you're dealing with Bible things and you got the word Bible attached to it too. Oh my Lord. Okay, let me move on. Anyways, so yeah, you already know up front. But the danger part to this is when people come smiling and they don't let you know I'm a wolf. They don't let you know I'm a bear. They don't let you know that I'm here to do whatever. They're not going to let you know that. So we have to have our discernment. Now, Proverbs 4:23 says, above all, guard your heart. We have to guard our heart. Some people say, I want to guard my energy. I want to protect my energy because of the wolves out there, because of what will happen if you keep on befriending, if you keep on giving these people access to you, it's going to turn into something devastating. Many of us can attest to that. If we look back over our life and the people that we've dealt with, the people that we let in our lives, if we look back over our lives and reflect, we'll say, oh my God, if I had known this, I wouldn't have never spoken to this person. I wouldn't have never let this person in. I wouldn't have never told this person anything. I wouldn't have been in this situation. So you have to guard your heart. You have to guard your spirit because the wolf is out there. Oh, God bless you, Sister Rita. God bless you. Thank you for coming in tonight. Those of you who are just coming in, you're listening to Stop Giving Access to the Wrong Person. My God in Zion. So yes, you have to guard your heart. That's one way. Be careful. Don't just jump into something with people. Stand back and watch. Don't get so excited. Watch. Watch how they treat other people. Watch how they talk about other people. See, these are signs. God has given you signs about these individuals. If they say these things, these awful things about other people, what makes you think they're not going to say that about you eventually when mad day comes? Uh-oh. See, they don't like that kind of teaching. Let me get my shield. Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. Bama girl said exactly. Oh, Bama, I know. She said exactly. But you know what? We learn, right? We all learning. And I would pray once we learn these things, we don't find ourselves vulnerable and we don't find ourselves getting in that situation again. My God in Zion. Now, many people in our community, in our race, are jealous of others, right? All right. Some people are jealous. And that's why we always say that we need to stick together. We need to help each other because out of all people, we always look at the Asians, how they come over and stick together and they have businesses and they have this and that and the third, and how the Hispanics stick together. And we look at our race, we say we don't stick together. We always pulling each other down. That is true in a sense, but you got some people who want everybody to win. And I don't know if you like me, I want everyone to win. So there are some of us out there, but here's the problem with this, us wanting everyone to win. And I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. So if anybody wants to come up here and talk about this a little bit, you can. All right, that's the link. So I want everybody to win. It says an error. It said this is usually temporary. Wait a moment. Okay. So anyways, something's going on with that. Zilt say he don't want everyone to win. Well, I'm going to go ahead and qualify that in a minute, right? I want everyone to win. But you know what? Sometimes they don't want to win. And we're going to get into that. I want you to win. But if you don't want to win, why should I worry about it? Why should I try to help you and spend my energy when you're not concerned and you're not being responsible? But here's the problem here. I want everyone to win. But if helping you, y'all pay attention to this now. This is going to help you real good. And this is going to deliver most of us. If helping you continues to hurt me, then I'm not going to be able to do it. Uh-oh. The problem is I want everybody to win, but helping you keeps hurting me. Oh, boy, have mercy. David experienced this in Psalms 55:12. He said, it is not an enemy who taunts me. I could have borne it. That's what he said. It's not always an adversary. Somebody like Zilts, you just said, I'm a wolf. It wasn't that person because I already know where that person stands, but it was my friend. Yeah, yeah. It was the one we sat at the table of brotherhood. We sat down and talked, had deep conversations together. He said, that's why it hurt me. Yeah, it was the one I took sweet counsel with. This is what the psalmist is saying in Psalms 55. And many of us we're in David's shoes where we sat at the table with these people. We confided in them. We told them our deepest secret later on to find out, oh my gosh, that they crapped on us. That's a Judas. Jesus experienced that with Judas. We got a lot of Judases out there. Y'all, we got to be careful. And these Judases are smiling. These Judas are saying, I'll be there for you. These Judas are saying, I'm down with you. And you find out that it's a different story. Woo! Wow. Yes, that's right, Zilts. Judas can be very dangerous. You got to watch out for Judas. But you know what? While Judas is very dangerous, Judas can teach us something. Uh-oh. Yeah, yeah. Put a prayer on it and keep stepping. Only God say. Judas can teach us something because now we know who you are. So that should cause us to step up our discernment game now when we meet the next person. Ah, my God. Now that brings some awareness of the world in which we live in. So while Judas is unfortunate, the other side of that is he can teach us a whole lot because many of us can say, I know now how people are. Not everybody. I know now how to move with different people now. I know now how to deal with different people now. I know how to protect myself so I won't get burnt. I know how to stay off them phones now. Oh, I know when I get on the phone that if I say something, I can say it again. Or if I say something, I don't mind it getting repeated. If I send an email, I'm going to send an email where I don't mind. If Mad Day comes, you show it. I don't mind. See, it teaches us. Oh, he said, nah, folks being like victims. Well, yeah, that too. But sometimes people just don't know. When I say victim, that means you doing your crap, and then when somebody else does it back to you, do you want to cry victim? Yeah, that is true in a sense. But I'm talking about a person who's got genuine intentions, and you're accommodating somebody else who doesn't. Yeah. We talking to you tonight. Now let's go to social media. Those of you who know about the sect and YouTube, this really what spurred this conversation. And y'all know I always package it up, and I just apply biblical applications, right? So those of you who watch different content creators, not only in this sector, but the foolishness goes on just in about every sector, right? The foolishness goes on in our lives. Those of you on Tutu, we see this behavior. You're talking behind the scenes, and people are recording what? They're recording phone calls. If you like me, why are you recording phone calls? Because you think eventually you might do some crazy stuff. You might turn on me, so I got something on you. Well, if you're a good, true friend, you shouldn't be doing that. That lets me know your agenda when you're recording phone calls behind the scene. I know we don't trust everybody. Wow. Recording phone calls. And then again, you play them when Mad Day comes. People showing emails and texts. Ah, my gosh. We got to be careful. Social media is a real devil, and we seeing it. A lot of this stuff is getting exposed. I see this stuff every day. YouTubers letting others on their panels the whole while. The person's on there, you shading the content creator or saying sly remarks. You giving access to the wrong people. Why are you letting this person on your channel? Why are you letting this person on your platform? If you know how they are, if you know they talk about children, if you know they dox children, dox you, dox other people, if you know they're talking on your clothes and they're attacking people's health status, why are you letting them on your panel? You could do what you want to do. That's your house. But don't cry the victim when they do it to you. Because when Mad Day come, just like they struck them, they're going to strike you. A snake is a snake. Uh-oh. A lot of that is felony. Yeah. And this is what I've seen. Uh, you're bragging on this person. Oh, this person is funny. This person is talented. Y'all go subscribe to this person's channel. Remember I said last week, we pay for the foolishness. We subscribe to the foolishness. We support the foolishness. We had that conversation last week, right? We support it when it's somebody else, or when it's somebody else we don't like and they're going after that person, whether it's doctrine, whether it's talking about their children. We'll praise that person and we'll subscribe to that and we'll support that person. We'll support that person's endeavors. We'll support that person's channel. We're accommodating what we're doing. We're feeding the beast. We're medicating the beast. And then when the beast turns on you and does the same thing that the beast is doing to the person you don't like, now you want to cry the victim. But you had a part in feeding that monster. Oh boy, let me get my shield. You knew the person had a filthy mouth. You knew the person talked about children. You knew the person talked about dead loved ones. You knew the person talked about somebody's health status. But when they talk about your deceased loved ones, or when they talk about your health status and put it out there, now it becomes a problem. No, don't let it become a problem now, because you promoted it all the while. It's quiet as a church house mouse up in there. I can't hear nobody. There's a hush in Jerusalem. Ain't nobody saying amen. Uh-oh. Oh, Lord. I'm in trouble now. Woo! There are signs out there. If a dog brings a bone, he will carry one. Yes. If a person displays erratic behavior towards somebody else, it's just a matter of time when they'll display that same behavior towards you. It's going to happen because that's their nature. Mad at a grizzly bear for doing grizzly bear stuff, practice on there. You know what? I got to agree with that. You get mad at a bear that does grizzly bear stuff. My thing is, why are you going to accommodate a bear? Why are you going to fool with him in the first place if you know he's a bear? Oh, boy. That's my question. And then when he does that to you, then you want to cry the victim. Yeah. You want to cry the victim. Sometimes I feel like people like abuse. Maybe it's because that's the only attention that they get. I don't know what it is, but something's going on up there. But I'm not going to let nobody abuse me. I love me too much for that, right? I'm going to protect my heart, my energy, as the scripture say, guard your heart. And we've seen content creators give more attention to trolls and haters than the person who really support them. The person abusing you, you're accommodating them, but the person who really love you and the person who really supporting you, genuinely, it's like they mean nothing to you. I've seen that too. I ain't calling no names though, y'all. Not yet. What's going on? The big bad wolf. Oh Lord, here we go.
What up?
What's going on? You a wolf tonight?
I'm a wolf all the time. I'm
now,
a
why
wolf,
you
a shark, a bear, a lion, apex predator.
Now you feel like it warrants that you have to be a wolf in this world?
I think you have to be, especially if you're a black man. Honestly, I think you always have to be a wolf. I mean, what I mean by that is you always got to be willing to do what you got to do. But I subscribe to a whole different paradigm, whereas people try you because they think they can try you. But I let them know you could try it, but I'm worse. I'm worse as long as you can handle it.
But again, you only display this wolf behavior when it's necessary, right? When they come at you, you don't initiate it.
Well, I mean, it really depends. I mean, like, it really depends what has to be done, because I put it this way, like, I was trying to get at this little honey bun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Hey, how you doing?" But she wanted to introduce me to her son, and her son is about 6'3". He's young, you know what I'm saying? So he approached me like, "Yeah, I could beat you," and I told him I had to let him know in front of his mama You might think you can beat me, but I shoot you first.
Oh
And
boy.
I just stopped it right there. You know what I'm saying? He said, "You gonna sit there in front of my mama?" I said, "I'm gonna let her know I'm gonna shoot you. Then I'm gonna shoot you." And then I said, "Hi, I'm Zills." You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you gotta let people know where you stand, so they you don't be all of that.
Yeah. So from the get go, you let them know who you are. You lay down the expectation, so it won't be no questions later on. This is
People,
who I am.
yeah, because people like to show off too. You know what I'm saying? People love to show off in front of their friends or whatnot, and just because you're not speaking or you just minding your business, they think they can make you into some entertainment for them. And then you have to let them know, like, yeah, I'll break off your leg. I will. I'll
Yeah.
break off your leg.
Well,
And hey,
I can agree with that to a certain extent. When you first come into a new situation to meet someone, you let the person know who I am immediately, you know. But then
yeah,
sometimes I don't know, people might not think it's necessary because they be like, okay, are you judging me already? You didn't even give me an opportunity.
that they'll need the opportunity. It's like for me, I feel like I have this thing in me, whereas you don't have to tell somebody what you are. It's going to show out no matter what in due time. I always tell people, even on my channel, I tell people, like, when somebody says something, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. It's all going to pan out. It's going to pan out, and it usually does pan out. You're going to see who people are. I don't tell people anything about me, anything. If you do know something about me, it's because it's some information that I don't find to be
Right.
imperative to my existence. Other than that, people don't know nothing about me. And shoot, if anything, I probably threw them a curveball just to see if it gets back to me. You know what I'm saying? I test people all the time.
Yeah, let them know up front. So that's another perspective. Hey, yeah, let them know up front. Then that way, when you come down hard on them later on, they'll be like, "I told you, these are my expectations," or whatever the case is. So basically, you like don't play with people. Just go ahead and let them know.
Look, people, we live in this world now where people think they can just say whatever they want online. One of my favorite rappers, his name is Kevin Gates, right? He
Mhm.
was on this podcast a couple of nights ago. He said that he had to take a small hiatus from social media. Now this is a guy who portrays himself to be a big gangster and all this other stuff, sold drugs, whatnot. He's been in prison. He's been in prison a couple times,
Mhm.
and he said he had to take a hiatus from social media because it becomes depressing. Like he was attracting depression to him because of social media. And when you hear from the studies about social media and the reports about Facebook and whatnot, and all the hate mail and stuff like that, the hate news and whatnot, you realize, like, a lot of people exist on the web with the sole purpose of trying to bring your energy down.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is. And people really go to sleep at night, kiss their kids on the forehead, and don't want no harm to come to them, get back on the phone, get back on their computers, get back on their tablets, and cause so much havoc. And I just wonder sometimes. I was talking about mental health the other day, and I was just wondering, like, do anybody really care? Like, suppose you say something to somebody and they harm themselves or somebody else. Do you feel responsible for that? Nobody thinks about that type of stuff, though.
Yeah.
Everybody's just like, I'm just gonna say whatever I want to say, and people should just tolerate it. Shoot, a lot of people gonna get pulled up on,
Yeah. Yeah.
like Joshua and the Israelites pulled up on Jericho.
Yeah. They're gonna start doing, but you know what? People ain't gonna stop till somebody get hurt or killed, and that's so unfortunate.
They ain't gonna stop.
They
You
ain't
know
gonna
what they're
stop
gonna
until
do?
then.
Know what they do? They don't stop there. What they do is they take that information and make that into content, and then they
Yeah.
try to make a conspiracy theory around it. I'm telling you, like, when it comes to that particular, not even just their particular part of YouTube. I'm talking about any little circle, any little enclave of individuals who participate in a certain behavior. That's their culture. That's the type of people they are. I don't care what they say. That's their people. That's the commenters. That's the content creators. That's how they live at home. That's their family. Their kids are like that. That's who they are.
Wow. That's crazy. Minister Coach, God bless you. He say, pull that card. So my next point here, we talking about that. Thank you for sharing that. And we talking about helping others. Now, let me say this real quick, and I'll get your input on this. Is it right? Okay, it is right to have a heart that will continually give to others, and it pleases God, right? And a lot of times people use that. You're supposed to be a Christian, you're supposed to be a believer, to manipulate us to help them and then do, and to get what they want. However, in this area of giving and helping, the Bible teaches us that we must be wise and use discernment. Matthew 10:6. Wise as serpent and humble as a dove. So God gives us certain standards that we must take into account when it comes to giving our time and our money for others. So in other words, there are people who want to live irresponsible lifestyle with absolutely no accountability. And let's just take the drug addict, for example. Why would you come to me why would you give a drug addict money when you know what he's going to do? And then let me say this here. Why would you refer somebody to your job when you know they're not responsible, when they stay drunk, or they're on drugs, and they might not get up in the morning or whatever and go to work, and it makes your reputation look bad? Many of us have experienced that, where you referred a friend or family member to a job and you got screwed. Now your boss and everybody start looking at you crazy because you referred this person.
Well, I look at it like this. As far as giving somebody some money for like drugs or whatnot, I give to them out of the goodness of my heart. What they do with the money is on them. It's not my money anymore. That's something they got to deal with. Once I give it to them, I can't tell them what to spend it on. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
And
it,
I can understand that to a certain extent. But if I know you, if I've been knowing you for years and I know your lifestyle, I feel like that I'm responsible to be steward over my money. If I have knowledge of what you're doing, that's just like going and buy the drugs for you. That's just how I look at it.
I mean, we all got little vices. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I don't pass that judgment on them. I just ask them what you're gonna do, and if they be like, I'm gonna do, then here you go. Live your life. You got to deal with that, not me. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, yeah, I can understand that. But again, we're talking about uh giving access to others or helping others. Now, even with family members, you let them come over. Here's another example. You let them come over your house. You invite them in your place and space. You want to help family members. You love family members, but every time they come over, something comes up missing.
see, that's your fault though. That's your fault because I don't let nobody into my place.
Nobody.
Nobody. There's only been one other person in my place, and that's my cousin. She only been here once. Other than that, nobody comes here. I don't let
Yeah.
nobody here. Nobody. This is my sanctuary. I will shoot somebody and bury their body out there in that big backyard. I'm not playing. I don't play with that. We can meet somewhere. It's not a problem. We can meet someplace. We can go to movies, whatnot. You're not coming to my house. I don't want that. I don't want to have to look for something to be missing. Let that be on me. Especially if if you on crack. Oh man, I know you stealing. So stay
Yeah.
your ass outside.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm not messing with you.
so it's about accommodating the wrong person, giving the wrong person access, and we do that. A lot of times we say, "This is my family member. This is blood. I can't turn my back on them." And it's like you said, Bright Star, we're not turning our back on them. You're enabling them. I mean,
I'm
you say a
I'm
lot of
turning
folks
my
are doing
back on them. I'll turn.
right.
Look. They don't even have to like dress it up. I'm turning my back on them. I tell them to. I'm turning my back on you. I ain't messing with you no more, bro. No, you stole from me. That's a wrap. You lied to me. It's a wrap. I do not play this nonsense. However they want to dress it up. I
Yeah.
turn my back on them on traitor, whatever. That's cool. I'm a wolf. I told you, I'm a wolf.
A wolf. And Minister Maynard say, hearing the discernment of the Holy Spirit is important in each situation. I think that's important too. Before they even manifest, I think something inside of you will let you know about. If you can't put your finger on it, but something's going on there. So yes.
Shoot, I don't even need that. I don't even need that. I just know what people gonna do when they had the opportunity. You know.
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. And some of you have children, some of you have grandchildren, some of you have sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, are in situations, and you've tried to help. Some of you have close friends you tried to help. You tried to let them in, but it's like every time you do something nice, they always mess it up. Whether they stab you in the back or whether they steal from you, whenever you let these people in your circle, and it's so unfortunate because it's a family member whom you love. And sometimes you just have to cut them off and let God handle them because you've tried. You've tried to help. You've tried to talk. You've tried to give them the truth. They don't want to listen to you. And that's going to be my next point. You had something to say on that?
Oh, just that if somebody do you dirty, it's not their fault, it's your fault.
Because you allowed it. You let them
Because you
in.
allowed it. You knew better. You knew better. You
Right.
knew better when they showed up. You already know. You already know their past history. That's why people look up your credit report and background and social media before they hire you or give you a car or something like that. They want to know your history. You know a person's history before you give them any access to you, to your house, to your information, and you know you put yourself out there.
So what if we don't absolutely know when we come in contact with these people and we let them in? Is that I guess that still be our fault too because we shouldn't let people in like that when we don't know them.
Exactly. We're too grown for that kind of rookie mistake.
Yeah. We don't have any margin to make that kind of error because we don't know that person. I mean, yeah. So that's dangerous. And I think we had to learn that. And some of us know, like you said, it's our fault. Some of us know the capability and the potential of these people, but because we feel like we're Christians or we love the person so much, that's our family member. We have some type of affinity for this person. We feel like we turn our backs on them. But again, I go back to what I just said. If helping you is constantly hurting me, then that's the time I need to cut it loose.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's going to bring you down and compromise your livelihood.
I think about that and how at the end of Deuteronomy, God was he was lamenting, even bringing the Israelites across the Jordan. But he pretty much set it up to say that I'm only doing this because I made a promise to your ancestors. I know y'all gonna betray me anyway. You know, so he knew those people were going to be like that, but he kept going for it anyway.
Yeah. And because I like this, it becomes a point. That's right. It becomes a point when they are not the problem, you are the problem. So something must be wrong with you mentally if you continue to let this person do you that way, and you know what they're capable of.
It's always the self. It's
Yeah.
always the self. It's never anybody else. It's always the self.
So something's wrong with us because you're responsible for protecting your spirit, guarding your heart, or protecting your energy, or whatever you want to call it. You're responsible for taking care of you. And nobody is not going to take care of you like you but you. Come on, somebody.
Exactly.
All write that down. Come on, we trying to help you tonight.
That's very
You're the
true.
only one gonna take care of yourself like you should. Yes. Now, I got another point here. Uh, they don't want to hear the truth. That's another thing. Y'all know y'all talk and talk. You talk to your children, you talk to your loved ones, you talk to your friends. They absolutely don't want to hear what you got to say. Yeah, yeah. And then when something happens, you be like, I told you. We still talking about giving the wrong person access. Now, 2 Timothy 4:4 says that they will turn their ears away from the truth. Nobody really wants to hear the truth nowadays. They continue to live irresponsibly. You can drag a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink, right? They're hard headed. And we often say a hard head makes a soft what?
Stiff
Yeah,
neck people.
yeah, yeah. It's stiff, and that happened, and that was exactly what happened with the Israelites, with God, stiff necked people. That's why Moses was in the situation he was in. So you try to accommodate this person. You brought him onto your job. This person made you look like a fool. He didn't come to work. You brought this person to your house. They didn't do right. They stole from you. If it's a friend, maybe they try to take your husband or your wife. You see what I'm saying? You can't. They just made a fool out of you, y'all. Come on. All right. So eventually, you finally get some sense, and you protect your energy. You protect your space in place, and you cut the person off. And God is elevating you. You're making good money, got a good job, got a nice family, just traveling the world. I mean, you just doing the thing, but you tried to take them along with you. You cannot take everybody with you because everybody is not ready. But now this person is mad at you saying, oh, you think you something. Now they jealous when they had the same opportunity. But you chose to do the right thing. You chose to take the right path.
Oh yeah, yeah. Shoot, I don't feel that way.
Yeah,
I've had people say that to me before, and I've been like, "Yeah, I am better than you."
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel that way, then yeah, I'm better than you. I remember Snoop Dogg having this same conversation with ASAP Rocky a long time ago. He said something like, "You can't take your friends with you, man. They gotta be willing to put in the work themselves. Otherwise, you're gonna go broke trying to pull them up. They're just gonna pull you down."
Exactly. And that is right. Everybody is not going to sit at the table with you, friend. They can't do it. Everybody's not willing to put in the work, especially in this generation, the era in which we live. This is an era of entitlement. Everybody wants it the easy way. See, I was raised by old folks where I had to go and work for everything I want. I learned the hard way. I don't mind working hard for what I want. Everything that I got, the little stuff that I got, guess what? Pastor Nate had to get out there and get on the grind.
Same
Come
here.
on, somebody.
Had to get it out the mud.
Ain't nobody gave him nothing. He had to get out there and work it.
Yep.
And I had to learn how to, so to speak, play the game because I know what world I'm operating in. And
Yeah.
I still know what color I am.
Yep.
See, I had to
Yep.
consider all that. I just had to know how to maneuver through.
Hey, you know what? That reminds me. Like, I see a lot of quote unquote homeless people out here
Mhm.
at the intersections, and I have a problem with that. I had a huge problem with people begging at the intersections. I'm like, you out here every single day. You could get a job. You right across the street from the McDonald's. What's going on? I'm telling you, some people like being victims. They like doing this because they know it works. They know having a sad face and putting up a little sign every single day will get them some money. Sometimes you gotta drive past people.
Yeah. Well, now let me go back to what you just said. Sometimes you have to drive past people on the so okay, that might be a little different when I said I'm gonna give you money, but I'm not gonna support your bad habit. So is that kind of different or
Um, it's kind of different only because like you know you're being manipulated when somebody's sitting in front of you like I can you help me, I'm homeless, and you know what I'm saying, you have the ability to do this, but if somebody comes to you know and they gonna be honest with you like, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna spend this on drugs, you already know they're gonna spend it on drugs. Come on now, you know.
Mhm.
A person sitting on the edge of the intersection, they're just trying to manipulate you. But you know when somebody's coming up to you, they're going to spend money on drugs. You know that.
Right. Now, the people on the corner, I don't know about you in chat. I want you to tell me what you think. When I'm driving by somebody, I'm at a red light, they on the corner. If I have like a dollar or two down there, I might give them a couple dollars because I'm not gonna really miss a couple dollars. And here's the scripture say, be careful how you entertain others, because you might be entertaining angels unaware. So I have that in mind. And I have that in mind in the last day that, when I stand before God, he can't say, hey, I see what you're saying, Zills, but what if that person is really, really suffering? What if that person is really hungry and homeless? I've
And,
done my part.
but see, that's the problem because like if that's the case, how come you can't get a job? You know what I'm saying? It's easier now to get a job than ever before. So why is it that you can't get a job?
Right.
What's
Maybe they
holding you
have a
back?
record. Maybe they have a felony or something.
That's something they need to take care of anyway. That's not something you can solve by begging people every single day.
Right.
So the problem is not getting solved. It's only being, you know, you're only helping the problem stay there. They getting fed now. They're not going to solve this problem right now.
Right.
Um, I got a whole story about homeless people, but keep going.
Yeah. And as believers, as people of God, the Bible teaches us to help the poor and to help people. We understand that. But I think we also have to be wise and understand and know when people are trying to manipulate us and run game too. Because again, there are wolves out there in sheep clothing. So I think we have to be careful with
Yeah,
that.
I think a lot of people just be putting on. They just
Hmm.
they just don't want to get out there. I know a lot of homeless people who just they feel entitled to be gifted by the system,
Yeah,
and they'll do, and they find some sort of finesse, they'll jump on it. They don't want to work. They don't want to do none of that stuff.
yeah,
Um, One of the guys who I go to church with, he's one of these guys I graduated high school with. Every time I see him, I ask him about getting a job, and he give me an excuse. It's because people subsidize him all the time. Once you pull the subsidy away, people are broken down to their base form, and then it's survival time. They'll find a way to survive.
yeah, yeah. You stop playing with them, they'll survive. So yeah, we are blessed, and we want others to be blessed, and we want to help others. But I think we have to be careful how we help others, because again, if helping others hurt us, then we need to be careful with that. And I think with the type of people that we're dealing with nowadays, a lot of people are out running game, a lot of people out manipulating. Like he said, there are plenty jobs out there. If you really, really, really want to do something, you can do it. You can really do it. Um, you take those resources away from a lot of people that we coddle and baby and we accommodate. You take those resources away, I guarantee you a lot of them will find a way to survive. And
Yep.
in many cases, this is not their first rodeo. They just come to us crying a lot of time. And I'm not against helping people, because if anybody help, I do. Minister Maynard, we know our church, we give, we do those things. But a lot of times, this is not their first rodeo. They know how to survive. They just make you think they don't know how, and they want to cry the victim, and you know they want you to feel sorry for them. And y'all know, as believers,
Yep.
as Christians, we're moved by emotions a lot of times.
I'm not. I'm not. I see right through that stuff. I'm like, okay, and and you got to watch out sometimes that even though you want to help people, you actually hurt them. You know,
Mhm.
so you got to watch out for that too.
So Sister Moses say, treat others how we want to be treated, and let God deal with the rest. Yes, let God deal with the rest. So I think that kind of goes back to almost what you said, Zilts, about when I say about the person on drugs giving them money. You say you'll just go ahead and give it to them anyway, right? That's on them, whatever happens.
Yeah,
So basically, him and God can take care of whatever. So, I do agree with that to a certain extent. But again, I feel like if I have full knowledge of what's going on, I feel that God would hold me responsible, because I feel like my resources came from God and they have a purpose. Now that's me. Y'all can say I'm too spiritual, but that's me. So I got to be a steward over it if I can help it.
yeah. I mean, if somebody asks me for a couple dollars and I have it to give it to them, and they're gonna blow it on cigarettes or beer or something like that, that's on them. There's nothing I can do about it.
Right. And I like the chat. We getting all kind of opinions out there. Some people agree and some people don't. Now I like what Minister Coach Maynard said. They cannot expect us to be their God. That's right. You've played their God for so long until they come to you and look at you as a resource. Now God does use us, but then if we do it too much, how can we expect them to get on their own and survive when we're always there for a person? Now they're looking at us as a God instead of God, or instead of trying to gain self-sufficiency. So there's a time I think we have to cut the chain, we have to cut the rope, break loose from that, and let God be God. Look, I was there first two times. I helped you with this and that and the third, but now it's time for you to eventually get out on your own. It's like an eagle pushing her baby out the nest. You can only stay here for so long.
I just don't want to do it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be honest. I just don't want to
They
do
must
it.
have wore you out. You must have had a lot of experience in this.
Yeah, a lot of experience. It's just a lot of people begging all the time outside Wawa, and I got other experiences with homeless people. It just, and at my church we feed a lot of homeless people. It's just a lot of people feel entitled to it. You know what I'm saying? When you talk to them, they feel like they should be given this stuff just because they exist. And
Right.
a lot of them dealing with all kinds of issues, drug addiction, alcohol addiction. addiction and mental illness and whatnot. But still, it just comes back to they really feel like that they should be entitled to do whatever the hell they want to do.
Right. And I often say that we as the church, there shouldn't be no homeless people on the corner with the church people. But some of those people want to be homeless. Some of them do because they
That's
would do
true.
better if they don't.
That
Some
is
people
very
want to
true.
suffer. Yeah.
Because a lot of them know the system. A lot of them know how the welfare system works. And at my church, sometimes some homeless come in and they'll tell me like, uh, I'd be like, "Are you going to do this? Or are you going to get a new job or something?" Like, no, they supposed to give me a new apartment over here, over there. I'm just waiting on that. Like, damn, you gonna wait 3, 4, 5 months just because they gonna give you this raggedy hotel? I mean, this raggedy room over here in this rundown high rise. I mean, yeah, they're gonna do that
Yeah.
because it's free.
Yeah. So yeah, we got to be careful because everybody don't want to do well. Everybody don't want to do well. And if you see a person in the same situation, let's say whether it's a family member or friend, somebody you know for a long time, you got that one family member that's been an alcoholic for years and
Can't get right.
can't get right. You always gonna have those kind of people. And I think that's why Jesus said in the Bible, the poor you will have with you always, because he knows everybody's not gonna get it together. Everybody's not gonna be willing to get it together because maybe they don't want to, or maybe there's some mental uh you know thing going on that really inhibit their livelihood or their well-being.
It's called sloth, laziness. That's what it's called. Because that's all they want to do is nothing. I
Yeah.
swear to you.
And you are right, because back in the day, listening to the old folks tell their stories, they didn't have all the resources that we have entitled to today.
Right.
Many cases, if they didn't go to work and eat or whatever, go outside and work or whatever they did, they wouldn't have a meal that night. So
Right.
they had to go out and get it, you know.
Now you can do anything for a job now. You could, if you all you had was a car, you could quit your job now and go deliver food or drive people around in an Uber or Lyft and make money. But I'm telling you, people are just choosing like, no, the government should just pay for my existence. That's it.
Right, right. So let's see what you're saying. Regular system of abuse. We do have those. We do have, and we got to call it like we said. I know as church believers, we don't want to see that. And trust me, if anybody likes to help people, I do. But I'm not going to be oblivious to the fact that we do have some users and abusers out there. And Minister Coach Maynard, that's right. The poor give us an opportunity to serve. That is so true. But again, I think I have to watch the ones who are trying to run game too, if I can. Now, one or two might get by me because we can't see everything. But I think we have to watch out for those two. That's just me.
I don't think there's a such thing as a abuse of the system because honestly, to get on the system, it's kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? You have to follow it to these metrics for a certain amount of time, and the amount of subsidy you get is capped. So it's like the stuff you get from the government is really low. You compare it to what you can get if you just got a job. So it's not really an abuse that they this money is set aside for them to do this so that the government can write it off and rich people can get richer and all this other stuff. It's set like that. So it's not abuse. But some people just don't want better. You know what I'm saying? So they go for this low quality, low income subsidy all the time.
Right. And I'm gonna tell you what. Here's an example. I think you have to have the skills to survive. It's just all about using your brain.
Yeah.
Um, when you get in a situation, you're gonna figure out something. I've been in a situation where I was vulnerable to a layoff or whatever years ago, and I said to myself, I will not let myself be in that position again because I
Right.
didn't save. I was irresponsible. After 911, the economy crashed, and I was a victim of that, a downsizing. Okay, so next time I got my job back eventually after 4 years later. Um, then I start saving more in 401k. I said, I'm gonna put myself in a powerful position so that won't happen. I start looking at the market and different things. See, when you have knowledge, So I just start looking at stuff, learning about different investment opportunities, learning about stocks and things of that nature. Okay. And then my job, we begin to start automating everything.
Right.
years ago. And I said to myself, let me think ahead, because in 5 years, maybe 3 years from now, my role's going to be automated away if we starting this right now. See, a lot of people don't think. You got to think
Yeah.
ahead. So
Yep.
I got out of there and got another role before that hit, because I
Yep.
knew I would be in the same situation if I didn't be proactive about it. So
Yep.
you have to kind of think forward. You got to use your mind to survive nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing, right? Because
Yeah.
it's coming down, boy. It's coming down.
Yeah. So we have to kind of be aware of the future. And I know we can't control everything. Uh, and as it pertains to your job and your livelihood, what's going to happen, what's coming, how will it affect you? What is kind of like being a defensive driver playing defense. What will you do if this happened?
Yep.
Are you in a position where you can't do anything, or do you have some backup? You have other streams of income. You always have to think.
And that's why I was talking about black men have to be wolves, because you'd be surprised. You don't really have as many resources as other groups of people do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Including women and children. Women and children have a lot of resources out there. Black men,
Yeah.
you lose your home, you'd be hard pressed to find a shelter. Hard pressed. That's going to
Well,
keep you
yeah.
along in the short term. So,
Yeah.
I
Well, the
mean,
black man is the stronger one, right? They're responsible to go out and hunt and bring food in. So
that's
the
crazy.
society doesn't give them a break like they do women. Women are weaker vessel, right? Most of the time they get men and men leave, break up. The mom is stuck with the children. So maybe they base that on that. I don't know.
No, no, just they just don't want you there. I mean, they just don't want you there. And I mean, like, you're supposed to have these things. If they're vulnerable, you want to be vulnerable too. So why not have shelters for men? You know, men go through turbulent times and mental health issues as well. They just don't have it. So
Yeah. Well, and we are dealing with the weaker man now in this era, I believe, than we did back then. I believe we're dealing with weaker people, period. There's not a strength that I see demonstrated as we had back in the day. We didn't use nut for an excuse. We made it happen. We didn't have a car. We walked to work. What do we need to do? You know?
I think that we have a different set of issues now than past generations. My mother used to talk about that too. She used to talk about how she used to walk. Her
Yeah.
siblings used to walk 5 miles in the snow to the school. And when they got to school, the white people would call them N words or whatnot. He told some of my generation much softer than that. And it's like, well, it's relative. It's relative to what you got going on. Like, yeah, you had to deal with that, but I had to deal with shootings and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just relative. So
Yeah. So yeah, I guess different set of issues. But my point is, you know, again, I go back to my example. We just got to think ahead, be aware, be alert.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
we trust God too, but just take care of yourself. And we want to help people. You trust me, I'm from the church. I still help people. I like helping our young black men,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
take under and mentor, because I don't want to see statistics, right? But if they don't want to be helped, if they want to build statistics, what can I do? Then I have to
right,
let that person be, because I can't, again, helping them, if it's hurting me, if it's bringing me down, there's nothing I can do.
right.
You gotta want
I'm
this.
totally with you on that.
Yeah, you gotta want this. You gotta want this as bad. If you want it, then I'll be there to support you as much as I can, or as much as resources I can share with you. I do what I need to do, because I believe as a community we need to stick together too. I do believe that, but I can't do nothing with a person that doesn't want to do nothing for themselves.
I think we're done as a community, but I think God has the same type of principle as far as like working with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need his guidance, he just wants you to meet him halfway. You know,
Right.
so that's what I ask of people. As soon as you tell me no, I'm done. I ain't gonna follow behind you. You know.
Right. And then the scripture did say a man that doesn't work shouldn't eat. Now that was kind of harsh, right? I mean, the government, we try to help, but the scripture said if you don't work, you don't eat. Now that come from the book.
Yeah, I I I agree, but
For a able-bodied man, I'm not talking about the disabled now.
I, I don't know how I feel about that because like who's to say who's able bodied and who deserves to eat, who doesn't deserve to eat. You know, I feel like you just shouldn't be greedy. That's all. You know you're supposed to put something in the pot. You can't be like what Snoop Dogg said. Everybody got the cups out, but ain't chipped in. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't think the Bible is so harsh where it's saying that no one should eat, but I think we're talking about those ones who are maybe, I don't know. Try to take advantage, don't want to work, always making excuses, trying to live off other people. You know, you have those type of people out there.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
family members like that, and I be
yeah,
wondering like, how did you how did you make it to 2021 and you haven't had a job since 2008? How did you do that? You
yeah,
know, you should write a book, but that's too much
exactly.
work.
Yeah. Yeah, go to school, try to do something to better yourself, whether it's a trade, whatever it is, do something because
Do
if
some.
if you don't, I believe you're shooting yourself in the foot. Tell your children that, encourage them,
Do
you know.
some. HVAC
Yeah.
is only 18 months. Come on now. You
Right,
know?
exactly. Exactly. I mean, shoot, you could do well. What McDonald's are paying 13, $14 nowadays, right?
Sure, you can go to Amazon. They paying for college now too. I mean, it's and they always hire. Amazon always hire. So
Exactly. And
so I
give you a
mean,
good sign
I
on.
tell you, it's no excuse. People just have a bunch of excuses now.
Right. Right. So yeah, yeah, yes, yeah. Stop giving the wrong person access. I mean, that's all I got to say tonight. You have anything else?
Yeah, don't tell people anything. Just don't tell them. Don't
Right.
tell them.
Don't
And
tell them.
don't tell them. And especially don't tell any women. I'm sorry, don't tell any women. Like,
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go there. I'm just gonna go ahead and go there. Like, I mean, for dudes, if you talk to a dude and you're a guy, you talk to a dude who you know is gonna behave like that, you already know you shouldn't be around a guy like that. That's just not normal guy behavior.
Yeah.
But a woman usually gonna run her mouth when she mad at you or mad at. So just don't tell her anything. Don't tell her anything. Keep it moving.
Right. And again, unless you don't want it and you don't mind something getting repeated, but if you absolutely do not want it to get repeated by any means,
Right.
don't say it at all.
Don't say it.
Even if you feel like I can trust this person, I can tell. But
Nope.
like you said, the people who trust the people that saying something on Mad Day, they said the same thing about them. I can trust you. I feel like
Look, all this stuff they be doing with the email showing and
oh boy, it's bad.
recording conversations. That's those are felonies. Those are
Oh,
felonies,
yeah. Well,
especially in your state. You know what I'm saying? It really depends on your state. Like in Virginia, like somebody want to do that to me. I had a couple people try to record me, and you know, I had to let them know, like, you know, you can try this mess, but it's a felony to do that without my permission in this state.
yeah,
So you will be going to prison. Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, I mean, I do talk to some people behind the scene, but they call me for prayer. I mean, they can record if they want to. All you're gonna hear me is praying or giving advice about the word or whatever issue they got. So they're gonna do most of the talking. I'm just listening, and I'll provide my spiritual advice. But yeah,
I
um,
just think people think that they're untouchable because the proposed anonymity of the internet, and they
right,
just don't know that I would drop a goon on them real quick. I just don't think they understand that. I just don't want to put the attention involved because I say all this stuff is terrible, and now if I react to some stuff, then I would be just like them.
yeah,
So it's my conscience that's holding me back from.
yeah.
It's my conscience that be holding me back from reacting to some stuff. But
Mm,
other than that, I think
wow.
people just really think they're safe, and sometimes I think you got to make examples out of people. Sometimes you really do, just so they can be afraid enough to calm down.
Yeah. Well, why don't people just leave people alone? It's just as simple as that.
You know
Leave people
what?
alone.
You can leave people alone, but people still want to tap at you, and then you have to let them know like you can get got. You know, you can talk all this stuff, but you can still get got.
Yeah,
And you know,
yeah. All right,
even
God
look,
bless you.
even God put out that put out that wrath and that vengeance. Like, look, I ain't forget about that nonsense you did. Here you go.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. Well, that's what's going on in this sector. People want the numbers, the clout, the money, the clicks and views. So I guess they'll keep on till somebody get hurt. I hope not, but yeah, it's getting bad. I'm seeing all kind of stuff out there. I'm like, wow.
It can only escalate. This is
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry cartoon now.
Oh,
They're gonna pull out the guns and the tanks and the bombs and the missiles.
mm,
That's it.
mm. Well, I'm gonna stay in my little corner here and do what I do.
I'm gonna be in the bleachers eating popcorn and clapping.
Well, it's gonna cause me to do some more praying. I have some more calls. We need to pray, y'all. Let's have a prayer call. Somebody got hurt. Let's pray for him. Somebody in the hospital. Let's pray. Oh boy. So y'all, I
So
thank you all for coming tonight out there. I know Sister Rita had to go. God bless you. I'll see you Wednesday. What you say, Zilts?
I was just about to say there's just wasted prayers on them. I'm sorry, it's
Oh
just
no, don't
wasted
say that.
prayers. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I pray for climate change instead. Something like that. Pray for gas prices to come down.
Yeah. Well, I can't give up on prayer. I have to continue to pray because that's all I can do when these situations going on is pray. Hmm. So, well, I appreciate you coming on tonight. It's 9:06. You know how we are about that hour.
Oh yeah, definitely, no problem. Hey,
Well,
thank
thank
you
you
for
for coming
having me.
on.
All
Yeah,
right.
sharing your thoughts. All right. All right, y'all. That was Zilts. He graced our presence again. We always like his non-conventional, controversial thoughts. They're not always in line with mine, but that's what you call an intelligent adult conversation. I don't always require somebody to agree with me. That's how you have an interesting conversation. You have opposing views. So he does bring that aspect to the channel. So we thank him for that. We thank you all for coming out tonight, for taking out time to listen. I know some of you had to go because you got work and different things. I understand that. I try to stay around the hour. Appreciate your support. I'm going to try to come back next Tuesday. There's still a lot going on. I was able to come this Tuesday because I had to plan it right, but I don't know if I'll be back next Tuesday. I will definitely let you know if I won't. I'll put it on my community page, or when I make a morning nugget, I will let you know if I'm able to come Tuesday or not. But just stay alert. Keep checking out the morning nuggets. I don't post every morning now because y'all know things are going on between now and the rest of the year, trying to finish up some stuff. The role is changing at work, so I got a lot going on. But I'm gonna try to come as much as I can. I'm gonna make one more morning nuggets this week, I know, and then we'll start next week again. Thank you for coming out again tonight. Thank you for gracing me with your presence. In the meantime, in between time, be at peace and not in pieces. Till next time, my friend. This is